Hello, everyone. This is Heather Baker, and I have William Thomas here again with me. And today we're going to be talking about emerging technologies and how they might grow within the coming years. Now, William, beyond your desktop, laptop, computer, beyond your mobile phone, what devices do you use that would fall into the category of emerging technology?
Well, I use an Android smartwatch with my LG Leon smartphone.
Okay, now would you say that you wear the Android watch most of the time or only sometimes for certain occasions?
Pretty much all the time.
Okay, now if you're wearing it pretty much all the time, that sounds pretty much integrated in your life. Now, what types of tasks do you use it for?
I use it for an alarm clock. It has a pedometer, so I use it to track my steps. I play Pokemon Go a lot, so it's nice to know. uh, let's see what else. I use the calculator, calendar, uh, pretty much the basic things I use my regular smartphone for. Actually, it's got a camera and pretty much everything. Just a smaller screen.
Okay, and so can you walk me through the process of sending a text message on your phone or on your watch instead of your phone?
Well, it depends if there's a notification. Like if somebody texted me, it would be a lot easier to get to. Otherwise, I have to go through, the home panel to the button, uh, select my contact, or reply to the person who just texted me. Then I would type my message and send.
Okay. And so now, do you feel that process, it sounds like there's quite a few steps to go through. Do you feel that process could be simplified in any way?
Absolutely, I think the the keyboard's a T9 interface, so I think if it was projected onto a wall or a surface, and using that as a keyboard instead of the actual tiny half-screen T9 interface that it has, it would make it a lot easier to send messages.
Okay, now one thing I've seen is where it projects your keyboard onto your wrist.
But yeah, the circlet device, yeah, that would make it a lot easier because I could just type on my arm instead of having to have some other surface to project that onto. Yeah.
Okay. And now, are there any functions that your smartwatch doesn't have that you feel will be standard in smartwatches of the future?
Yeah, I think motion sensors would make this a device of the future, like a portable leap motion controller. That's that plus the projection keyboard, I think would really you wouldn't really need it at that point. It would just read your gesture, which is interesting because it's not just using the gyroscope or accelerometer in the device. I mean, those are like camera or transmissions that are picking that up. It reminds me of Star Trek because, from what I remember, their like main technology with their communicators was transmission technology. A lot of their technology was based on transmission technology. So it's a device actually sensing around it. It's not just taking a picture and comparing it to another picture or something like that, or checking movement in some kind of hardware. It's checking movement around it, which I feel like that is truly the future. Uh, Being able to pick up input near it without needing any kind of connection to it other than it being there.
And now, another emerging technology that I've seen is where they can actually make your fingers feel as though they're touching something by sending vibrations through the air when they're actually within a projection or something of that sort. How do you feel that could be integrated into this type of technology?
Well, I remember seeing the circlet device online, maybe on YouTube or Facebook or something like that, and you kind of flick your wrists a couple times and it projects a small screen onto your arm, which is like, I believe it's like the size of an average smartphone. Uh, and you can use it as a keyboard and touch, touch input, even though it's a projection. And I think That's pretty interesting.
Now, what if you were actually able to feel that as you touch the keyboard above
Yeah,
your
that would be
arm?
amazing. All the feedback from all the input is just so complimentary.
Making it a tangible experience rather than a virtual one.
Yeah,
And now, after using the watch, does it make you excited to try other emerging technologies?
absolutely. It makes me really excited because I can only imagine what they're going to come out with 20 years, 50 years from now. I mean, we already have a lot of these things, as you were saying, like comparing the smartwatch to like the smartphone. I mean, I truly don't know what's going to come next.
Now, is there any specific technology that you've seen maybe in beta testing or just release that you really just can't wait to try?
Well, I'm currently working on an AR game, so I kind of had to research that area quite a bit. So I found a lot of beta devices and programs, but Hololens really stood out to me. Unfortunately, I don't have like what $3,000 to actually get one, so I'm just using a basic camera from a smartphone. But I can't wait to try it. It looks amazing. The sound and visual feedback, from what I've read, is really good. I've seen them play Minecraft on their coffee table. Like it really intrigues me, especially all the editorial kind of programs that I saw, like painting or shaping 3D objects, sculpting. Um, yeah, I really can't wait to try a device like that. Or the Vive. I'm really thinking about getting the Vive, but I'm leaning more towards augmented reality now. I really feel like that's more pleasant than looking at just a complete fictional world.
No, I definitely agree, and it keeps you from that complete immersion to where you can actually use it incorporated with your day to day life rather than taking the time out to maybe play a virtual reality game or have that virtual reality experience.
Absolutely.
All right, well, William, that's about all the time that we have for today, so thank you everyone for listening.